Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to discuss whether this will be the season Lamar Jackson finally fulfills his promise and takes his game to the next level. If you're a fan of Lamar or just love football, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of the future content. Now, let's dive in. Lamar Jackson, the 2019 NFL MVP, has been a force to be reckoned with since he entered the league. His unique combination of speed, agility, and passing ability has made him one of the most exciting players to watch. However, despite his individual success, Lamar has faced criticism for his playoff performances. Could it be coaching mishaps, personnel decisions, or just the team not buying into Lamar as a passer? It has undoubtedly fallen on his shoulders for the team's failures. So will this be the season he fulfills his promise and leads his team to the ultimate victory? This season may be his toughest obstacle, with the AFC loaded with franchise QBs and teams trying to win now. When Lamar was drafted by the Baltimore Ravens in 2018, he made a bold statement, promising to bring a Super Bowl to the city of Baltimore. Being the last pick in the first round, not much was expected out of him, especially since the team had Joe Flacco as its starting QB. Now, after a 4-5 start, the reins were handed over to him and he led the team to a playoff berth. Since then, he's shown flashes of brilliance, but the team has struggled in the playoffs. Only averaging 13.5 points per game, Lamar has been perceived as someone that just couldn't get it done. People tend to forget that Peyton Manning's playoff career started terribly, and then he began to turn things around. So this upcoming season, with the team actually committed to change, Lamar has a chance to silence his critics and make good on his promise. To help Lamar reach his full potential, the Ravens have made some key offseason moves. The team signed Odell Beckham Jr. and Nelson Aguilar, and they also drafted Zay Flowers out of Boston College. They fired offensive coordinator Greg Roman and replaced him with Georgia's Todd Monken, and they've added some new weapons in the passing game. Now, bringing in an OC whose teams have led the league in passing can only bode well for Lamar in his progression as a pocket passer. Having actual NFL passing concepts can only make things easier if teams sell out to stop the run in the playoffs. These additions should give Lamar easier reads, more time in the pocket, and more options downfield. Fresh off of a brand new 5-year, $260 million contract, Lamar can now focus on football only. He no longer has to go through the rigmarole of being his own agent and dealing with the team, trying to find out who wants him. Throughout the past, we've known that Lamar has worked very hard on his game during each and every offseason to progress as a passer. He is now finally healed from the injury that sidelined him in the latter part of last season. He can now focus on passing, improvement of accuracy, and his decision making. Some of these things should help him become a more complete quarterback. He just now needs the time to work with his new offensive weapons. If he can continue to develop as a passer, the sky's the limit for Lamar and the Ravens. With the renewed excitement of the Ravens in the passing game, this will not be an easy task. The AFC is stacked with talented teams, and the Ravens will have to overcome some tough competition to reach the big game. No longer aided by a fourth-place schedule, the Ravens now have to take on most divisions' second-place teams. Also, in general, the AFC has just become a tougher conference overall. The Kansas City Chiefs still have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid fresh off of a Super Bowl title. You can never count this team out, as they are still the class of the league. You can't overlook Josh Allen and the Bills, especially if they get their offensive line together and develop some type of run game. The New York Jets just added Aaron Rodgers and a few targets that he is familiar with. The Jets were just a quarterback away from being a playoff team last season, which undoubtedly I believe they will. So this team is just another piece to add to the puzzle of which teams will make the playoffs. and that knocks one slot off the board. Not to mention, Offensive Rookie of the Year Garrett Wilson has another year under his belt to learn, and he has a quarterback that can get him the ball. Plus, they get running back sensation Breece Hall back in the fold, coming back from an injury. The Dolphins and Chargers remain dangerous, and the up-and-coming Jaguars add Calvin Ridley to an already explosive offense. So as you can see, there is competition everywhere for the Baltimore Ravens to make the playoffs and advance to the Super Bowl. Now, not only is the AFC stacked, we have to look forward to playing the AFC North, where any of the four teams, or possibly three of the four teams, can make the playoffs alone. The Ravens face a very tough challenge. The Cincinnati Bengals have a lethal offense with weapons galore and are doing everything that they can to strengthen their O-line. They're also bringing in some cornerback depth and released Eli Apple, which should be an addition by subtraction. The Pittsburgh Steelers are finally addressing a weak spot and are giving Kenny Pickett some protection. They are trying to upgrade their defensive backfield, and if TJ Watt can stay healthy for a full season, look out. They have Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, Freiermuth, and a team built similarly to the Ravens, just not as strong at DB and safety. They did bring in Allen Robinson to bolster the receiving core and also signed Patrick Peterson, the once all-world cornerback, to take over from Cam Sutton. Then you have the Cleveland Browns. Deshaun Watson has had a full season to knock the rust off, and their ground game may be the best in the league with Nick Chubb. They also have Amari Cooper, and they drafted Cedric Wilson. So this offense has the makings to be explosive, especially if David Njoku lives up to his first-round billing. And defensively, they are a very tough team, with Myles Garrett leading the way and Denzel Ward in the backfield. I know they lost Jadeveon Clowney, but they will retool. So for the Ravens, just getting out of the division is not a guarantee. As you can see, the AFC is fully loaded and could be a nightmare for teams if they're not prepared. So Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens had their work cut out for them, but hopefully they will get it done. So will this be the season Lamar fulfills his promise? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, we can. This looks to be a very outstanding season of football, and we await to see what this new version of the Baltimore Ravens look like. Appreciate you for hanging out with me today. Make sure on your way out, you hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see y'all next time. It's your boy.
They get everything out of me. They gonna get a Super Bowl out of me. Believe that. Believe that.